Welcome into 5 Wide, and today it's props and locks for week 1 of the NFL season. So damn good to be betting on some football heading into Sunday. Hopefully you enjoyed Thursday Night Football. Quite the game we had. And guys, I got 3 plays for you today, a player prop, a total, and a play on the money line as well. So we're kind of spreading things out for the first episode. If you guys do enjoy the video, if you do find the information valuable, would love it if you hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel as well if you enjoyed. We'll be dropping this every Friday throughout the NFL season. And again, getting into week 1, there's a lot of unknown, a lot of things that we can glean from the training camp and from the preseason and take it into week 1, but very excited to get into the board here. The first play I have is on the total. I'm on the over in Ravens Texans. It's 43.5, and I think this one is in a really, really advantageous spot, and one we might be looking back on later this season and be wondering why it was priced like this. Look at the offseason. Obviously, the Ravens make a coordinator change, and the hype around this offense has been building all preseason with the new look Ravens offense. Under Todd Monken, they're set to see probably at least a 10% increase in pass rate, go from being a team that ran the ball more than they threw the ball to now being a team that will healthily pass the ball more than they do run the ball. And what's really interesting, it might be going overlooked by others, but I've been paying attention to, is they've been running a lot of no-huddle offense in training camp too. That's going to speed up the pace of play in this game, allow for more plays, and allow for more opportunities for our overs to cash here. At 43.5, I think the Texans are a team that really struggled last year, both against the run and the pass, 19th in EPA against the pass and 23rd against the run. So even when the Ravens do run it, J.K. Dobbins can certainly find some holes to be able to do so. And I think the best part of this Texans defense last year was their pass rush with Jerry Hughes, and then Okoronkwo's gone. He's left for the Browns, so lose an important piece there. They do get Will Anderson, but the Ravens can really limit this big piece of the Texans defense and what they do best. They were 6th in PFF's pass blocking efficiency metrics. The offensive line is really strong here, can definitely protect, allow some clean pockets for Lamar Jackson to work and get it to this improved receiving room. It looks like Rashad Bateman and Odell Beckham are battling injuries, but Mark Andrews is healthy. Zay Flowers is now here. And if those two guys play, they'll be a really stacked room. So love what they can do on that side of the ball. And then what I think people are not giving enough attention to is this Ravens defense and why I think it will not be a very good unit this year. They will be good against the run. They've been for years. They add Roquan Smith last season. They'll be a steady run defense. They were last year 11th in EPA per rush and 8th from PFF's run defense grade. But the pass defense is the problem here. I know we got a rookie quarterback in CJ Stroud, but I think he's primed to have a really good start to his career in game 1 because the Ravens have a massive problem in their pass rush with no Calais Campbell and no Justin Houston. The two guys that led this team in sacks last season are both gone. They brought in no replacements. They're looking to their young guys, Odafe Owe, David Ajabo to step in and be those guys on the edge for this team, and they have not looked the part so far in the preseason. This is a real concern for them. They also have no Marlon Humphrey for the first week of the season in the secondary with an injury. This team was 17th in EPA against the pass last year, and I think they're considerably worse in their personnel. So I think Houston can get some points for us too. It's a big spread. I think Houston could cover, but I like the over more, so give me the over 43.5 in this one. Next up, we head to a big one at Soldier Field. Really excited to watch this game. I'm taking the Packers on the money line against the Bears, all right? I know they're on the road. I know this is a team that loses Aaron Rodgers and is going to Jordan Love now in his first year as the starter. But let's look at these teams and let's match them up, okay? Here's where the Packers are better than the Bears. They have a better defensive line. I don't think that's a question in my mind, especially if Rashawn Gary plays on Sunday. They've got the better secondary with Rasul Douglas, with Darnell Savage, with Jair Alexander. I think the Bears are a pretty improved unit with Jaquan Brisker, Jalen Johnson. They're still good guys there, but I would give the edge to the Packers. The offensive line. Packers by a landslide. This is a really good unit. The running backs, I'll definitely take the Packers with Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon over Khalil Herbert, Deonta Foreman, and Roschon Johnson. Here's where the Bears might be better. Quarterback, sure, I'll give it to the Bears. I don't know what to expect from Jordan Love in his first game here of full-time action. I like the linebackers for the Bears. You know, they made some upgrades there. In terms of adding, I'm forgetting who they added through the draft now, I'm blanking on his name. But regardless, they've got Tremaine Edmonds as well, TJ Edwards, and Jack Sanborn. That's who I was forgetting. Good linebacker core. I think it's solid. I think the Packers have a good one too with Devondre Campbell, with Devontae Wyatt. They're still a good group, but I'll slightly give the edge to the Bears. It's pretty close. Receivers, I'll give the edge to the Bears as well with DJ Moore, Chase Claypool, Darnell Mooney. The Packers are a youthful group there. I think the important spots, that you need to pay attention to is the Packers are better at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. And I think Jordan Love is going to have an easy time in the pocket here because this Bears pass rush is brutal. They had the lowest pressure rate in the league, the second lowest sack rate in the league last season. They bring in Yannick Ngakoue. Can he save this unit and make it drastically better? Maybe. He's a great player, but I don't think this unit is much better up front. And that's a problem if you're going to be able to rattle a rookie quarterback in obviously a road environment. I need the pass rush to get home, and I don't think the Bears can do that. Both these teams will struggle against the run. They were both really poor last year. The Packers 28th, the Bears 26th in EPA against the run defensively. I like the Packers here because I think that this will be a much easier time for Jordan Love than people think. Even on the road, we know the Packers have this team's number over the course of the last 10 years. I think that continues here. I think the Packers win this game. Nobody is giving the Packers much love at all this offseason, and I think they're being disrespected because this is a really good roster, a roster that's better than the Bears, and I think they can go on the road here and win this game as a very short underdog. My last play, and my favorite play for the entire weekend, Derek Carr, over 239.5 passing yards against the Tennessee Titans. We're in a really good spot here, and one that I think a lot of people should pay attention to, and if you're not, you're going to love what you hear when I talk about this bet. The Titans boast the league's best run defense, in my opinion. Danico Autry, Jeffrey Simmons, those are two guys you just don't run the football against. They were second in EPA against the run and third in run defense grade. You just didn't put the ball on the ground against this team, and it showed in the numbers. As a result, they were thrown on the most in the NFL, 39.5 pass attempts per game their opponents averaged. The next closest team that wasn't, that was 31st in this category, 36.9. There was more than 2 passes more per game that this team saw. And they allowed the most passing yards per game, 274 passing yards per game. The next closest team, 266.9. What's that? Another almost 10 yards difference between the team 31st and them at 32nd. There's a massive gap here. And it's not because they're a terrible pass defense. I don't think they're a fantastic pass defense, but it is because they're just so good against the run that you have to throw the ball against them. Alvin Kamara's missing. I don't trust Jamal Williams on a down-to-down basis to be very efficient. Carr will be throwing the ball a ton. And you'll love this even more. Derek Carr threw for 303 yards against the Titans last year. Fantastic. You love to see that. He's got a proven track record against this Titans team, clearing this number last year. But even better, when Derek Carr threw 35-plus pass attempts, which on average, the Titans are actually giving up almost 40 per game from their opposing quarterbacks. When he threw 35-plus passes, which was 8 times last year, he went over this number in 7 of 8 of those games. Moves to the Saints here. I trust this offense. They've got better weapons in Chris Olave and Michael Thomas than what I think the Raiders had without Darren Waller last season when they were really going with Devontae Adams. This is a good unit for him to be able to move the ball through the air against or with, and I think he can do this quite easily. So make sure you get this number at 239.5. It's one that Derek Carr has proven to be able to clear last year. He cleared this in 67% of his games last season. So make sure you lock in this over. I love Derek Carr over 239.5 passing yards. All right, those are my 3 favorite plays for week 1 of the NFL season. I have a lot more. I think I've already locked in like 3 or 4 other plays that if you guys do want to hear, we're live on Twitch at 11 a.m. Eastern time, previewing the entire NFL slate. And then as well, you can follow me on Twitter. I'll link my Twitter down below as I've shared my plays on there as well. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy week 1 of the NFL season, and we will see you on the next one.